Welcome to your college-wide orientation. Your MC and keynote speaker, Lauren Toyota.
Like, I'm obsessed with doing live television, and it's the coolest feeling because you don't feel anything, you're just doing it. People ask me, like, I don't get how you do it, I don't get how I do it either, but I'm just like fully present. I'm not even thinking about anything. It's just happening.
The Much VJ search started months ago with our top 40. Have you kissed a girl?
Yes, I've kissed.
Have you kissed more than 5 girls?
No, I've kissed more than 2 girls.
Okay.
Please join us in welcoming Lauren Toyota to Algonquin College.
Yay! Hi! Hey guys! So that's pretty cool what I do, right? But I think that today for all of you is even cooler. How exciting are you just to be starting college? And congratulations to you for choosing Algonquin College, for taking your future into your own hands and being here today. This is very exciting. And there's lots of stuff to get to. You're going to learn a lot. You're going to take in a lot. You're going to do a lot of stuff. You're going to hear some presentations today from Algonquin College and the kind of services that they can offer you while you're here. I'm going to talk in a little bit as well. You'll get the opportunity all day today to go pick up your AC card, so go do that, as well as parking passes, and that's happening in room E124. So go there, and you're gonna have to go, so you might as well check it out today, the Connections Campus Bookstore, which is pretty cool. And I actually met my first long-term boyfriend at the campus bookstore the first week I started college. So you might just meet the love of your life. He's not the love of my life anymore, but he was my first long-term boyfriend. Okay. So after this, you're going to have program orientation. Your professors are going to pick you up from here. You're going to leave with your professor and have a full orientation on your program, followed by a barbecue lunch where you'll get to have lunch with your fellow students and the whole campus community. And if your parents are going to go to the parents' breakout session, make sure to remind them that it's happening right after this, and it's on the second floor here in the Student Commons. Also, you probably saw all the volunteers at Algonquin College wearing the green volunteer orientation shirts. So make sure you ask them for help. If you need to know anything today, of any questions, they're here to help you. And they're really great. And also, all week we've got free events every single night here that you guys should definitely check out and take advantage of. And if you don't know the schedule yet and you don't know what's going on, check out the orientation website, or you can again ask one of the volunteers in the green shirts, and they'll tell you what's up and what's going on. So let's get things started, and here to give you the official welcome to Algonquin College, it's the Vice President of Student Services. Please welcome Laura Stanbra.
Thank you, Lauren. I had the privilege of listening to Lauren's opening this morning, and you're in for a treat. For a young lady, she's extremely wise, so she'll have some great things to share with you. And before we get started, I just wondered if we could turn up the house lights a little. That's a great group. Could you just raise your hand if you're from out of town, if you don't live in Ottawa? Wow, okay, lots of you. So welcome to Ottawa. It's a great town. You're going to love it. And for the rest of you, it's my pleasure to welcome you to Algonquin College. It's a great place. You've seen some slides up on the slide deck this morning, and you're going to have a whole host of people coming through this morning giving you some more information. So I think you'll really get a good sense of what the Algonquin community is about. The very first thing I do want to do, though, is to thank you. Thank you for choosing Algonquin College. We know you have a lot of choice out there, and so we're so pleased that you've chosen us, and you won't regret that choice. And I also want to say congratulations. Congratulations for being chosen by Algonquin. We have a number of competitive programs, so you should be really proud that you've been chosen to come and study here. And I speak from experience when I say that is something you won't regret. Pursuing your post-secondary education, it's really a milestone in your life, and it's an important milestone. And I not only speak from my own experience, but when I see thousands of students graduate each year and move on and be professionally successful, and both in their personal life and their social life and economically as well. So it's a great choice you've made. And believe it or not too long ago, I was a little bit in similar situation to you. I've only been at Algonquin for a couple of years. I spent my whole adult life working at a very large university in Montreal, and then I made the choice to come to Algonquin. And I was so pleased to be selected to come to work here, naturally, so that was great. And it's probably how you felt when you got your letter of offer, or however you got your offer to come to Algonquin. But I did remember that when I made that decision and accepted and decided to come, that I knew it was going to be taking me outside my comfort zone. I would be moving to another city. I would be, trying to even literally find my way around campus. I'd have to build relationships all over again. And I'm sure most of you are feeling that this morning. And if you're feeling outside of your comfort zone, don't worry. You're right at home, because everyone else is probably feeling that way too, and it's a really normal and natural feeling to have. But I think you'll see from the services and the activities that we have, you'll be feeling right at home real soon. But if you are feeling lost when you're here, literally, just look. We wear these name tags. Sorry if I didn't blind anyone by doing that there. We wear these name tags, we wear these buttons. The core values of the college are caring, learning, integrity, and respect. I think you're going to feel that Algonquin community and those core values coming through really quickly. And we have signs around campus, and you've seen some slides up there that says "Here to help," because we feel as a college we do not succeed unless you succeed. So reach out to us if you're feeling lost in other ways, if you're financially, if you have some difficulties, if you have some health issues, if you're not sure you chose the right academic program. We have a whole village of employees here that are counselors, doctors, nurses, academics, student success specialists, and that's what we do, and that's what we're here to help you through. So please don't hesitate. We want you to reach out. The other thing, and probably the last thing I want to tell you this morning, because we've got a big lineup of people, is that research has proven time and time again, the most successful students are the students who are not only engaged in the classroom, but outside the classroom. So we are going to give you lots of opportunities to learn about that today, and lots of opportunities throughout your years here to do that. So I would really encourage you to roll up your sleeves and get involved. And there's sports activities, social, volunteer activities. You name it, we've got it. So I'd really encourage you to do that. So again, I just want to thank you. I want to welcome you. I want to congratulate you. Work hard, get involved. Don't hesitate to reach out to us. And most of all, have fun and enjoy your time here at Algonquin. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. Okay, guys, if somebody had have asked me when I was in college, sitting here just like you, where I wanted to be in 10 years, I'm actually living the life that I always imagined for myself, and I'm exactly where I want to be. And so today I want to tell you how I made my dreams come true. And I really, really want you guys to make your dreams come true as well. And I want you to leave here today feeling so empowered, feeling ready to take on the world. And so you can set some intentions today, hopefully after you listen to what I've gone through, and really make some magic happen in your life. So to make the most of your college life while you're here, and actually your whole life, you kind of need to follow your own path. You need to go your own way. And that doesn't mean the most popular way, and it doesn't mean the way that other people might impose on you throughout this journey. And I didn't even really go the easy way either. But I've spent the last 10 years in television broadcasting, and I didn't go to school for that at all. I went for something entirely different. And by the time I got my first on-air job in television, I had no experience. I had never been in front of a camera before. So it goes to show you that really anything is possible. And in order to go your own way and find your path and figure out your purpose, you need to listen to your inner voice. You've probably heard your inner voice. You've probably had conversations with yourself. This is your true self. This is your gut. This is your instinct. And you need to pay attention to it. And it really will guide you where you need to go. And so from the time I was little, this has always been the constant for me. I always had this inner voice that I paid attention to. And when I was little, I didn't really feel like I was good at anything. I hadn't figured out what I was good at. I couldn't play sports. I didn't play an instrument. I couldn't even talk to people or be in front of people because I kind of had social anxiety disorder. But I had this inner voice that said if I just paid attention to whatever I liked, the one thing that I liked, no matter what anybody thought about it or what they said, then I'd be okay if I just focused on that. And so it occurred to me that the only thing I spent most of my time doing outside of having to go to school, and the thing that I liked doing the most, was watching television. Now that's not really a hobby. If you tell people that all you do is watch TV, they're going to think that you're lazy. Of course, it worked out for me because I ended up working in television, but at that time I didn't know that. I just thought, this is what I love and this is what I can connect to, and how could I get paid to watch TV or talk about TV or write about TV? I don't know. I was really young at the time. So I kept with that, and then by the time I got to high school, I really connected with music, and it became my passion, and I was so inspired by it, and I was motivated by it, and I wanted to be around these artists who created this amazing music that I loved and connected to so much. And so when I was in grade 9, I also started watching much music religiously. And here it was, my two favorite things in the whole world, music and television, on this one channel broadcasting all across Canada. And I connected to the Much Music VJs, and I saw a little bit of myself in them. I saw these people who had grown up, but they didn't seem like the popular kids at school. They seemed like the weirdos and the misfits, and yet they got this job as a Much Music VJ and got to be on this platform talking to kids all across Canada, talking to people like me, making me feel like, you know, I was okay, and no matter who you were, everything was going to be all right. And so it was in that moment that it clicked, and I was like, that's my dream job. I'm going to get that dream job, and I'm going to become a Much Music VJ. And so we all want a dream job. We all have a desire. We all want to do something with our lives. And I hear a lot of like, I wish I could do that job. I really wish I could do that. And my answer is always, why can't you? You can do anything. It's not impossible. And if you can dream it up, then it's absolutely possible. And I think before you start thinking about having a lot of money or being, you know, having a lot of stability in your life, you should think about what's going to truly make you happy every single day of your life. Or at least for the next phase. You're going to school for something specific, so what are you going to be happy doing for the next 10 years? And so I was going to get that dream job. And I thought about it every day, and I made it a priority. And what I attribute a lot of my success to is visualization. If you visualize where you want to be in the future, it can actually happen. And when I was a kid, I would daydream in my room. I would be sitting in my room, talking to myself with an invisible microphone in my hand, pretending I was interviewing my favorite artists, and imagining I was on TV talking about music and talking about the shows that I liked. And even though I was visualizing, this isn't just daydreaming, imagination stuff, this is really, really tapping into the feeling and the sound and the taste, and all these senses are involved in putting yourself in that place you see yourself in the future and envisioning yourself as that person you want to be. And so I did all of that in the privacy of my own room, and I didn't tell anybody that I wanted to be on television. I didn't tell my best friends or my family, and I kept it a secret. Do you guys know who this is? Jordan Knight from New Kids on the Block. I know that visualization works because there were a few things that I put all my focus onto, television and music, but especially a few people. And by the time I actually worked in television, all these things from my past started coming full circle and reappearing in my present. And so Jordan Knight was probably the first guy that I ever loved. I was obsessed with him. He's so cute. So I thought I was going to marry him. I listened to New Kids on the Block all the time. I put a lot of energy and focus into this person and fantasized about this person. And by the time I worked in TV, one of the first interviews I ever got to do was with Jordan Knight of the New Kids on the Block. So if you had told me at 8 years old that I'd be interviewing this guy as an adult working on television, I definitely would not have believed you. The only thing is he didn't look dreamy like this. He looked like this. And it was a little rough. Actually, it was not a very good interview, not because of me. I had planned for days. I knew everything I wanted to ask. I was so prepared. But he was actually, I think, on drugs in this interview. And he was incoherent, and he did not care at all that I was the biggest fan on the face of the earth. So it goes to show you that sometimes meeting your inspirations and your idols isn't all it's cracked up to be. But this is actually the only bad experience I've ever had. I've had some pretty good experiences, more positive experiences than anything. And you saw a little clip in that beginning video about me meeting Kermit the Frog. And this is another thing where when I was a kid, I spent all this time every hour after dinner watching The Muppet Show. That show's really old. And I would imagine that I lived in the Muppet Show theater, and I wanted to be part of that. And these weren't puppets, these were real people to me as a kid. And again, here he comes. I'm working on Much Music, I'm an adult, and I'm now interviewing Kermit the Frog. who I love so much. And somebody who really, really inspired me and somebody who I kind of modeled my ambition to go into television was Regis Philbin. I know you might think it's kind of a weird inspiration because he's so old, but he's amazing. I don't know if you've ever seen him on TV, but he's just so charismatic. He's so full of energy. And when I was a kid, I would watch Regis and Kathy and Regis and Kelly, which was the second version, and I just saw this guy being himself, and I also saw this man getting older on television, which proved to me that he had had a career in this industry, and that's what I wanted. I wanted to work in television forever, and it's what I really wanted to do. And when I got to talk to him about his life story, we shared something very similar, and I was very excited by this because he had made it. He had made a career out of television, and he thought the same thing that I did. When he said he never told anybody that he wanted to be in show business, he kept it to himself, just like I did. But he made it anyway. And he told me in that moment, though, he said, had I have been more vocal about what I wanted, it would have happened faster. And I know the same thing would have applied to me, that on top of visualizing, you guys, you need to be loud and proud about what you want to do, and don't listen to the people who tell you you can't do it. So you have to visualize, and you have to vocalize. And so I decided to go to college. This was in 2001. I went to Durham College in Oshawa, and I took my backup plan. I decided to go into music industry business. There was a course for that. I still wasn't ready to tell people that I wanted to be in television, so I went with my backup plan, and I figured if I can't work on air at Much Music, I can at least bring these musicians and artists to the building and kind of still be around that. So I worked really hard in high school, worked really hard to get to college, and then I was right where you are today, feeling nervous and feeling scared and not knowing what the future held. But I really loved college, and I'm glad I made the decision to do it, because when I went away, I felt so independent and I felt so free from the past. I kind of like broke away from my friends who I felt were kind of holding me back, and I was really discovering who I was, coming into my own by going to college and making that decision. And you guys, like I said earlier, have taken your life into your own hands. Like, life really starts to matter once you're in college, and so you need to work hard to make the most of your time here. It happens so quickly. The courses are only 2 to 3 years, and that's the great thing about going to college versus university, is you're fast tracking to get the skills and the experience that you need to get the job that you want, and it's so great. And I think you've made a really good decision by doing that. And so, you know, it doesn't mean you have to get the best grades and be the top of your class, but something you should consider is getting really, really, really involved in the practical aspects of your course. Because I had this when I went to college, and you know, learning about music law and music marketing and all these things I was learning about was great, but I didn't really learn the most until I got to put it into action. And so it was all these sorts of things I had to organize with my class that made the most impact on me. And we were organizing things like music festivals and music industry conferences on campus, and we were really involved in the campus community just by nature of what we were learning how to do. And even though I was assigned one particular role in the class to fulfill, as was everybody, I really just took a leadership role and wanted to get the most out of those experiences, so I made sure I was part of every aspect in the big picture of these things we were organizing. So really step up, really take a leadership role when it comes time in your courses to do those kinds of activities, and you'll really, really get the most out of them. And working hard also makes a really good impression on people. And I think sometimes we forget that it's people who connect us to opportunity. And so everybody you're with and everybody you meet throughout your college experience is a potential connection. So you need to connect to people and be open to meeting new people, because sometimes it's those people who you think have nothing to do with what you want, or you think they have nothing to do with the industry that you want to work in. And those are the people that can actually help you out in the most sometimes. And even right now, like, you don't really know who you're sitting beside, but they could be a potential connection, or you could be in a position to hire them one day, or vice versa, they could hire you. And so you just have to be open to that. And by way of me working hard, my faculty head knew I wanted to work in the industry so badly. He could see the effort I was putting in, and he would just pass me contacts all the time in the music industry and try and connect me with people that he thought I should meet to maybe potentially secure my co-op placement, my internship in second semester, and potentially even a paying job once I graduated college. And so while you're here, it's amazing, because you're never going to have more people that want to help you than you do right now in your life. So you really need to take advantage of that. I keep doing this. I want to stay on that slide. Anyway, connecting to the community here at Algonquin is important. So not only connecting to the community on campus, but connecting to the city of Ottawa too. And there's a really great thing that the college is launching this month for you guys. It's called the AC Hub. And you're going to hear about it a lot today. But they are going to be the place, again, where you can network with your fellow students. meet people you wouldn't otherwise meet, and also connect with volunteer opportunities. And I really think that you getting involved in a lot of activities and programs outside of just your program course, putting in hours outside of the 25, 30 hours or whatever you have to do in class, what are you going to do outside of class to take advantage and learn stuff and really apply it to your career goals in the future? And so volunteering is a great way to give back. Plus, I think a lot of you are going to end up working in the community when you get a paying job, so why not get a head start right now and figure out how you can contribute even while you're in college. So the AC Hub is going to be a place for you to really engage and connect with those opportunities easily. And I didn't have anything like that when I was in school, so I ended up having to volunteer and really dig around for those opportunities myself. And I was volunteering on campus a little bit at the radio station and the campus paper because I knew I wanted to work in media eventually. And I didn't have the opportunity to do that in the course I took. And also volunteering at music industry conferences that were happening in the city of Toronto. So I devoted a lot of time just outside of what I was learning in school. So I graduated in 2003, and then I finally got the phone call, and I was gonna be a Much Music VJ. No, that's not what happened, because that's not how life happens. You're not necessarily going to get your dream job right out of school. Although I hope that if you do some of these things and you take the right steps, some of you might. But some of you won't, and that's okay. But what this is all about is doing what you can with what you have. You know, I didn't know visualizing was going to work, but I did it because that's all I could do in the moment. And I worked really hard, and I connected with people. And it's just doing what you can right now in the present. And so you need to seize every opportunity that comes your way. And I think sometimes when we graduate school, we think that we're way up here when really we're down here, and we think maybe a job opportunity is not good enough for us because it's not exactly what we want. But you still have to take those opportunities and dive in, because I had, from the time I graduated to actually getting into television, I had a couple of major kind of career style jobs that weren't really for me. I did them anyway, and at that time in my life, I really felt like I was not on the right path. I wasn't working in the music industry, and I wasn't working in media or television, and it felt like all wrong at the time. But what I only realize now in hindsight is that I actually needed those experiences to prepare me for the job that I was always meant to do, which is to work in television and host and produce content. And it gave me a lot of skills that I actually did apply to that later on. So it's all about doing what you can with what you have. And sometimes you might not get hired by that company that you want to work for, like that dream company. But I think you have to consider the possibility of creating your own opportunity, whether it's running your own business, inventing your own idea, and really taking initiative that way. Because I think that's more popular than ever now. You're hearing all kinds of people with their own startups and things like that. So that could be an avenue for you as well. But creating your own opportunity right now while you're in college is really important. And I think that while you're here in school, what an incredible sort of testing ground you have right here with all of these people to help you to kind of test out ideas you might have or try and execute plans. So if you have any of these ideas, again, connect with people, try and grow them, try and see them come to fruition here. While maybe your whole life doesn't depend on them being a financial success. If it doesn't work out, it's okay, because you're just in college right now. At least you can try things out. So try to create as many opportunities as you can while you're here, and take advantage of the time that you're here. While you're here too, you're also just going to have to ask for help. If you don't know what to do, if you don't know how to create your own opportunity, you kind of have to just ask. And it sounds so simple, just ask for help, but a lot of people don't do it because they're afraid. And I'm completely guilty of that. But again, you kind of just have to go forward and ask. And I mean, just ask the people who are already doing what you want, doing the job that you wish you could always do, and ask them how they got there. It's going to be one of your most valuable resources, is just learning from those people. And you guys have this direct line to anybody now through social media. And I actually didn't have that when I was in school. There was no Facebook, there was no Twitter or LinkedIn. So I had to go digging around for a lot of emails to try and connect with people in the music industry that I wanted to work with, that I wanted to hire me for my internship or for a job. And sometimes I even had to call them on the phone. You guys luckily don't have to do that. That's even worse. Nobody calls anybody on the phone anymore. You can just tweet somebody and say, hey, I really love what you do. Want to meet for coffee? Or again, send the same kind of message through LinkedIn. So just do that. It worked out for me. I had a lot of meetings outside of school with people in the music industry, in the media industry, that just gave me information. They just wanted to talk, and you'll find the responses are positive to that. So just ask. And I know it's scary. You're vulnerable. You're putting yourself out there. But one of the things I've learned over the years is that you need to be scared in order to grow and move on to new opportunities. So are you guys scared right now starting school? Yes, you are. I was scared. It's good. It means you're on the right path. It means you're challenging yourself. It means amazing things are going to happen over the next couple of years. And well, you're not just going to be scared now. You're going to be scared for the rest of your life. New things are going to happen you're not going to want to do. You're going to want to crawl in a hole. You're going to want to be like, I'm not doing this. It's not worth it. Push through that fear all of the time because you'll get the greatest rewards from those experiences. And what will happen in life, too, is you'll get to a point where you're not scared of doing something. And in that moment, life's going to kind of push you and tell you that it's time to move on from that because you've become so good at it. You've mastered some kind of skill, and you need to learn something else and challenge yourself again. And I've had that happen to me even recently, which I'll get to in a little bit. So, there's no such thing as failing. The only way to fail at something is to never even try. And even though it might not turn out the way you wanted, it's not a failure, it's just a lesson. And so one of the biggest lessons I have learned is that you can do all these things I've talked about. You can visualize, you can vocalize, you can volunteer your heart out, you can work really hard, you can ask all kinds of people how they got there, meet tons of people. But in the end, you kind of got to just let it all go and go with the flow of life because life just happens and surprises you, and it's not going to go as planned. And that's okay. But it's all in how you deal with those situations and how you perceive those situations that's going to give you the best, most positive result. So I did eventually get into TV. In 2005, I moved to Vancouver, got my foot in the door at a show, and eventually I was working for Much Music. And I actually didn't interview for Much Music. Again, this was just because of my work ethic, because of connecting with the right people and making a good impression. Somebody just handed me this job on Much Music. So I worked in Vancouver. I was a host and producer for a show called Going Coastal, and this was about 2008, and I thought I had made it, that I finally got into Much, and now the rest of my career was going to take off. And all my dreams already were coming true. I was hosting on air. I was all across Canada. I was interviewing bands and artists, and I was producing my own show. And I thought eventually they would transfer me to Toronto at the headquarters at 299 Queen and John, and they'd incorporate me into the VJ family there, and I'd be on Much On Demand. But in 2008, something bad happened. The recession happened. And then CTV had to lay off over 200 people, and I was one of them. They canceled my show, and I was so pissed. This was not what was supposed to happen. It's not what I planned on. So I had a tough time with this because I didn't have the right attitude, and at that time I had to move home, and I had to go live with my parents. I was already in my mid-20s, so that wasn't fun. I had to go on unemployment. I wasn't working in television anymore. I had to go work at a restaurant and a bar and make extra money. And all the while, not really going with the flow, and I still was freelancing a little bit. I was doing some web content, but it wasn't my dream job. It wasn't what I wanted. And I was still kind of visualizing myself working at Much. Kept in touch with a lot of people that I had met through there and thought maybe I could get rehired at some point. I was still working hard. I was still doing all those other things I mentioned. But nothing was changing and nothing was budging, and it was really making me angry, and I was really being resistant because I was not going with the flow. So something happened a couple years later, and this was like a very spiritual experience that I want to share with you because once I had this big aha moment on the subway in Toronto. I was sitting there thinking about all these things, and it finally just kind of like left my body. I let go of this bitterness towards the company. I let go of my ego. I let go of the whole situation in the past, and I was like, it's fine, like now. And then I was going with the flow. Then I had the right attitude. And 3 days later, after that exact moment happened, then Much Music actually did call me and offered me a job on this new show they were launching called New Music Live. And that's when this dream of what I had always envisioned myself doing actually happened, once I let go. So I was on live TV every day, working on New Music Live, getting to meet even more of my idols. This was Will Ferrell here, who was one of the top 3 people I always wanted to meet and talk to. And I was doing this live show every day in front of a studio audience. It was amazing, talking to everybody. I also got to host the Much Music Video Awards and the MMVAs 4 years in a row. And this was a dream come true because as a kid, I would go to the MMVAs and stand in front of the stage like a fan and wish I could be up there one day doing this job, and now I was finally doing it. Oh, 50 Cent I also met recently. He was fun. You guys like 50 Cent? 50 Cent? And then the last year I worked on MTV, and I got to do After Degrassi, which was this show where I got to talk about one of my favorite TV shows. I got to get paid to talk about television, which is what I always wanted, and say whatever I want about it. I actually do like Degrassi, by the way. That's not fake. And I got to do this and talk about all these other TV shows on the channel, like Pretty Little Liars and Gossip Girl and Teen Wolf, and that was what I always wanted to do, and I was finally doing it. So that was the last 4 years of my life, really living this dream now. And then recently, after all I had learned about having the right attitude and how I would get the most successful results from having the right attitude, and as I mentioned before, when you're not scared of doing something anymore, it's kind of time to move on and life will figure out a way to show that to you. I decided that Much and MTV couldn't do anything for me anymore, and I had learned all I could learn, and I outgrew it. And so I decided to leave, because I had become so good at hosting the MMVs. I wasn't scared to interview 50. I wasn't scared to stand on that stage at all. I wasn't fazed by it. I had gotten really good at being on live television, and so I needed to change it up. And a little while ago, I just left about a month ago, and about 8 months before that, I recognized this opportunity was gonna happen sometime soon, so I had already put into action all these things I'm talking about. I'd already started to vocalize what I wanted for the next 10 years of my career. I already kind of let go of what would happen, and I just saw this as an opportunity to really put into play what I wanted for the next 10 years, and so that's what I'm doing now. With these speaking engagements, actually, is something I always imagined doing, and I'm nervous and I'm scared to do this, so I know I'm doing the right thing because it scares the heck out of me, and I'm doing it anyway. And I've also wanted to become kind of a healthy living, clean living ambassador because I have a vegan food blog. I'm vegan. And so I started this blog, and it's getting tons of traffic now. And all these things are happening very easy and very fast because of what I've learned, because I've let go and I've followed all these steps. And so now I'm running this blog. I'm doing photography. Like I learned how to take proper food photos, which is something I never thought I would do. I'm web designing. I do all my own web design. I'm like a social media expert, like running all these different channels for the food blog and myself. And I'm getting published in magazines, and I've got my recipes in magazines, and I'm writing for other blogs, like I'm gonna start writing for foodnetwork.ca. And I'm also just creating all these opportunities now for myself. I'm not waiting for the next big broadcaster to call me and say, hey, we've got a new hosting job for whatever generic show. I don't wanna do that anymore. I know what I want, and so now I'm like pitching TV shows, and I'm working with production companies on ideas that I want that are my own ideas. So I'm just doing so much that I could never have predicted. And so just like you guys, you're gonna get out of college what you put into it. And the faculty and the program that you're in, they're all here to help and guide you, but what happens outside these walls once you leave is entirely up to you. So you need to think right now and think about it today. What kind of person do you wanna be? And what kind of life do you wanna live? And plant that seed today, and I promise you that your dreams will become a reality. That's it for me. If you guys wanna tweet me, and ask me any questions at all. @LaurenToyota, #AC orientation. I've been trying to encourage people to ask me questions about career advice or whatever you want. Like I said, there's that direct line through social media to talk to the people you want to talk to. So I will be engaging with all of you for the whole week while I'm here. So ask me anything. And I really, really hope that you make the most of your time here and get involved. And I hope you're excited. And don't worry about the nervous feelings, because those will pass real soon, and you'll start to feel at home here at Algonquin College. Thank you. So I'm going to introduce to you Student Services, and they are the place that's going to provide you with the resources, the support, and all the services to help you be a success here, and not only here, but beyond when you go to try and accomplish your dreams outside of college. And so if you're looking for academic advice, or you want to know how you can get more involved in the Algonquin College community, or you're looking for a job opportunity or a volunteer opportunity, you're going to find everything you need at Student Services. So check out this video.
So the co-curricular record is a great way for students to demonstrate their skills beyond the classroom walls.
There's hundreds of different activities that are currently recognized by the co-curricular record. So there really are a tremendous number of different ways that you can build your portfolio to make you the most competitive candidate for your future career.
The Mammoth Oswin Center is pretty much a family away from family. All the counselors that we have, they're very, very open. You could pretty much go in and talk to them about anything. We have employment officers, student success specialists, counselors that could also help if you're having problems with school. We're always there to just say hello and try and make it as homecoming as we can.
So Counseling Services is made up of a bunch of professional counselors that provide services that range from, personal issues. We also do standardized career assessments. If they're struggling in one area, we can help them there, or we can help connect them to other resources in the college and also in the community as well.
People often apply to Algonquin College so that they can get an education, but also get the experience they need to get a job once they graduate. We help students with their resume, their cover letter. The Employment Support Center also helps students find a job by offering a job bank online. Only students can access it, and it has a variety of jobs posted.
The Student Learning Center is an environment where students can get support in achieving their academic goals within their program courses, and it's related to math, English, and computer help. It's an environment where they can get coaches to give them a hand on one-on-one scenarios or in small groups. You could be really good in a couple things or be excelling in a couple things, but just this one spot is just not your forte. So that's fine, we'll help you with that.
I'm a tutor for marketing and English as a second language. I'm giving, but I'm also receiving because I'm learning at the same time, because I'm also a student. I'm not a teacher, I'm just a peer.
So there are a lot of the great things that health services offer. There's not only doctors on campus, but there are mental health nurses as well. So we support both students who are physically injured or who just need someone to talk to work through problems with their life.
The CSD means to me, I would have to say, is sort of success. You can schedule appointments on your own time. Everyone there is sort of really helpful to help people get used to going to Algonquin and know the resources they have available to people with disabilities.
How's it going, everybody?
I don't believe that.
So my name's Jared LaBelle.
And I'm Daniela Chavez.
We both study graphic design here at Algonquin. We're about to go into our third year. We got involved with the student support by designing. So they were looking for designers, and we decided to work here.
Yeah, it's actually, it was a pretty random situation how we ended up getting the job. I think both of us have never been really people who got super involved with school, and we got offered the job, actually, like we got approached by one of our teachers. So we're kind of like, okay, let's see what this is all about. But it's been super interesting. We've got to work on a bunch of really cool projects. We get to work on actual kind of like work experience right out of school. But what's even cooler about it is that we kind of got, it's been a really good insight into how much more you can get out of your college experience just by kind of being a part of all aspects of it. I mean, now the job we're working at, our boss is introducing us to clients that have actually hired us to do freelance work outside of school. And we're just getting all these connections, to videographers, to photographers, and to all kinds of people that we wouldn't have gotten access to if we were just kind of just sticking to the class schedule and hanging out with other designers all the time. So it's been pretty cool.
So Student Services has a lot of resources that you can reap the benefits for, and we highly suggest it. If you have any questions, just visit the Welcome Center on the 3rd floor of the Student Commons. Most of the services are in the Commons anyways. There's a few others around campus. But if you have any questions, just visit the Welcome Center and they'll point you in the right direction.
Yep. Another cool thing that Student Services has coming up this year, as you've heard Lauren mention before, is the AC Hub. So the AC Hub is this open, kind of open space concept that they're opening in the 2nd floor of the Student Commons. And the point of it is to be kind of a one-stop access point for all student engagement. So they can hook you up with volunteering opportunities, peer mentoring. There's spots there where you can go and just kind of work collaboratively, share ideas. You can write on the wall, and there's these big fancy TV screens that you can have access to. So it's just a really cool place to kind of share with like-minded people, discuss open-minded ideas, get access to workshops, and there's going to be some TED Talks kind of thing that Jared is going to tell you all about. So it's
so if you ever heard of TED Talks, it's pretty cool. So the AC Hub Talks are going to be something similar. So if you guys are interested in that, it'd be really cool. They also offer workshops such as like wine and beer tasting, photography, knitting, all that kind of stuff, pottery. There's volunteerism, there's lots of opportunities, so we suggest you check it out. And if you have any questions, there's mobile satellite areas that you can ask questions, and yeah.
Yeah, and now we're actually going to show you a video of the events that are coming up this year. There's a bit of it in there for everybody. If you like ziplining, if you like volunteering, you'll get access to all that. So just really take advantage of it, enjoy it, and yeah, just have fun. Thanks.
They like you. No one buys something from someone they don't like.
Experience in soft skills, so presentation. I know how to shake somebody's hand. I know how to walk into a room and
it's not hard to find volunteering, but it's not consistent. And Algonquin is like a really good job doing it like every month kind of thing.
It's really good to get a view on the community and what's really happening in the reality of things.
Feed the Children is now a global movement. It started with 12-year-olds, has well over 2 million kids actively engaged. So it started with one school in one community, now 4,000 schools.
And really the big breakthrough is
So as you can see, there's lots of cool stuff going on. We encourage you guys to try and get involved and come to some of these events and have a lot of fun, meet people, and just interact with the people that you're going to network with in the future. They also have something really cool. The Students Association, Student Services, and Resident have teamed up to bring you a global initiative. We're going to watch another video briefly, and it'll tell you all about it, and the team will come up and further tell you some more details. So good luck.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, how you guys doing? Thank you for whoever gave me the woo in the front. How you guys doing? All right, guys, so we are your ASB team, Alternative Spring Break. Did you guys like that video? Yeah! Thank you for whoever gave me that. So last year we went to the DR, Dominican Republic, and this year we were heading to Nicaragua. So we just quickly wanted to come out and introduce ourselves. So if you guys have any questions at all, please feel free to ask us. My name's Steve Marchment. I'm one of the Residence Life Coordinators over at the residence over there.
My name's Karen Shirelli, and I'm the Co-Curricular and Volunteerism Coordinator, and I'll be housed in the hub. I'll give you a few dates to remember. We have an info session coming up on Tuesday, September the 30th for the alternative spring break, to give you more details. And the actual spring break, tongue-tied, date is from February 14th to the 21st. So it's very exciting, and I hope it'll spark some interest. Also, please know through the AC Hub, in my role, not only global opportunities, but we have our Algonquin volunteer opportunities, as well as in our Greater Ottawa volunteer opportunities. So get involved, come and see me, AC Hub.
My name is Jamel Vanterpool. I'm the outreach coordinator for the Students Association, and you can pretty much find me anywhere running around on campus, whether it be in res or on the actual campus. So if you have any questions, feel free to stop and ask me. And we look forward to hopefully seeing you guys come out to the trip.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, guys. Enjoy
Have
the rest
a great
of your day.
day. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks guys. That is the way to spend your spring break. That's much more productive, going to Nicaragua. That's so cool. Okay, so the Algonquin Students Association is a not-for-profit corporation, and it's their mission to create an environment that really inspires a passion for student success. Now, a board of directors governs the Student Association, and they make all the decisions that affect you guys. So please welcome this year's board of directors to give you more information about what the Students Association can do for you.
All right, how is everyone doing today? So can anybody yell out the name of our mascot? Thor. Come on out, Thor. Everybody give it up for our mascot. Woo. So, yeah, Thor. Okay, so my name's Mackenzie Campbell. I'm the vice president of the Student Association here at Algonquin. I'm in business administration, material and operations management, and I'm going into my last year. So I'm gonna let the board of directors introduce themselves.
Hi guys, my name is Christina Miller and I'm the president of the Students Association, and I'm in business management and entrepreneurship, and I'm going into my second year. Welcome guys.
Hi guys, my name is AK and I'm taking robotics technician program. I'm going to start my third semester and I'm one of the directors on SA board. I welcome you all guys. Welcome to Algonquin. Thank you.
Welcome to Algonquin College, everybody. My name is AJ Adams. I'm one of the directors of the Algonquin SA, and I am in mobile and social media management.
Hello, my name is Stephen Gutnecht. I'm one of the directors for the SA, and I am going to my last year of biotechnology.
Hi everyone, my name is Vivian Kay. I'm in the graphic design program here at Algonquin, and I'm also one of the directors with the SA. I want to say congratulations for making it into these seats. It's going to be a great year.
So I'd also like to introduce Monica, Lindsay, and Tyler, who, because we have 3 campuses, there's one here at Woodruff, and then there's the Perth and Pembroke campus, we've kind of dispersed them to the other campuses for their orientation. So there is 9 directors on the board. All right, so now we're gonna take a look at the facilities that we have. So this is one of the facilities on campus that is owned by the Student Association. So this is the theater. It's at 700 people, and we do all of our concerts and guest speakers here. You'll see a video about it after. So we have the observatory, my personal favorite. That's the bar on campus. So we also have Starbucks if you want to have a hot or cold drink. We have the impact zone and fitness zone, and then we have the Thunder Athletics. All right. All right, so now we're going to do a services video just to let you know what's up with all of our services. Enjoy.
You're the only one I've ever needed. So baby, give me one more chance.
As long as you don't hold back.
It might be your perfume. 'Cause you're so hypnotic, so hypnotic. I can't live without you. And now we
All right, so who liked all the services that you saw there? Everybody good? Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit more about each of the services that we provide. So I've already talked about the theater. There's 700 seats, state-of-the-art equipment. It was only built 2 years ago, so this is the fruit of the labors of the SA. And all of the big events, which you'll see a video for, will be happening in this theater. So once again, Starbucks. Who here likes a hot or cold drink to get energized in the morning? I know during exam time, the line is extremely long for Starbucks. So if you needed a snack, if you want a hot or cold drink to get energized for all your exciting classes, just head on over to Starbucks. So Thunder Varsity Athletics. Who here plays sports? So I want all of you who just cheered or clapped or anything to try out for these sports teams so that Algonquin could be the best that it is. Our women's team for basketball, and it went to nationals 2 years ago, and so we go to national events all the time. We have basketball, soccer, volleyball, rugby, and a lot of intramural sports. So if you don't want to be on the varsity sports, you can just play with some friends. All right, so once again, here's the intramurals. So if you and a bunch of your friends want to sign up, you can play all of these sports that you see on the screen behind me. And so you need a group of friends, and it's pretty much just tournaments within the school. It's a lot of fun. I know that I've done the indoor soccer and the volleyball before, so come on out. We'd love to see you. So who here works out? Oh, come on. I know a lot more of you are going to go to the fit zone. So we have 50 cardio machines, we have free weight areas, and it's 20,000 square feet. And the price, it kind of equals out to about $1 a day. So that is cheaper than anywhere else that you're going to get. So come on down to the fit zone, lift some weights, do some running on the treadmill, and you're going to have a lot of fun and meet new people. So the impact zone, this is where you can do all the boxing, jiu-jitsu, MMA, fighting, Thai boxing, wrestling, all of that fun, heavy impact things. That's what you can do at the impact zone. And so if you really want a really powerful workout, go down there. So clubs and communities is a big part here at Algonquin. We have a new clubs and communities coordinator. His name's Pat. Anyway, so that's on the second floor of the Student Commons building, and you can join a club, or if you have yourself and 10 friends, you can make your own club. So if you look at the list of clubs and you don't really see anything that works, you can definitely make your own. And so you can get funding for grad events, field trips, career nights, guest speakers. Also, the clubs that I just spoke about, you can get up to $500 per semester for your club. And printing services. So if you need to print in color, do your resume, faxing, scanning, just come over to the go into the Student Commons building, the SA office, talk to the guys at the front line, and you'll be able to do that. Also, about the health and dental plan, who here, by raise of hands, is covered by their parents' health plan? I want all of you to opt out of our health plan, so we send you a check for $30. You don't even have to tell your parents about it. So, sorry to all the parents in the room. So we also have silent study lounges, meeting rooms, and a lot more. If you have any questions about our services, come down to the SA office. Our frontline staff will be happy to help you. So who here wants to expand their leadership opportunities? I do. I know I do. So I want everyone here to become a class rep. So these are the people who are the liaison between the SA Board of Directors and the faculty and the student body. So we do student forums. We listen to you so you can tell us what students are concerned about, and there's a lot of benefits, like a leadership certificate at the end, and you get to upgrade your co-curricular record. All right, so now we're going to have Steven ask a couple questions about what we just talked about, because who wants to win some swag?
So we have 3 prizes here, and I'm going to ask 3 questions. You can just raise your hand if you know the answer. Who can name one of our varsity sport teams? You right there. Basketball, awesome.
Woo!
So you're going to get this awesome SA bottle opener over here.
It is strictly for non-alcoholic drinks.
So next question. Who can name the SA president? She's up here on stage.
Ooh.
No
Over
one
there.
remembers
Over
her
there.
name. Right
Oh,
there.
okay.
Christina Miller, awesome. SA president. And last but not least, who knows how many directors are on the board? Right there. 9 directors, awesome, thank you very much.
All right, so now we're going to have a video for all of the events. And so these are all the things coming up in the next couple of weeks that I want all of you to attend. So enjoy.
People to anonymously share an artful secret they'd never told anyone before. Secrets can take many forms. They can be shocking or silly or soulful. They can connect us to our deepest humanity or with people we'll never meet.
I'm sexy and I know it. I'm sexy and I know it.
16-inch dong. Welcome to Algonquin.
Here I am, rock you like a hurricane. Here I am, rock you like a hurricane. Oh, it's such a perfect day. I'm glad I spent it with you.
All right, so who saw some events that they wanted to go to?
They look awesome, right?
All right, so I'm going to pass it off to the president, Christina, and she's going to give you a little bit of a message.
Hi guys, how you guys doing today? Come on, excited, be excited. You're at orientation.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're about to start at Algonquin College, like the best college in the world. All right, guys, so you know what? I'm the president of the Students Association, and last year I was sitting exactly in your seats, and I was sitting here thinking, I really want to be a director. I really want to be part of the SA. I want to make a change for the students of Algonquin College. And this is when you should start to be thinking about it. We're going to have lots of information about how you guys can all become directors, and I really encourage you guys to do this. You can have all the time of your life to show students what you really care and that you really can make a change. It's a fantastic board, and I really, guys, encourage you guys to do it. It's a life-changing experience. So I hope you guys have a fantastic experience here at Algonquin College. You'll see us lots throughout the year, and if you have any questions, we're more than welcome to talk to you. You can come back to the SA office. Have a good day, guys.
Good job, guys. That's your student association. Okay, are you feeling less nervous? Or are you feeling excited now about college? Yes? I know you're a little quiet. It's okay. I used to be so quiet. Now I can't shut up. So big props to the AC Hub for organizing this college-wide orientation. And you keep hearing about this AC Hub. Really connect with it. They're there to encourage you to become a vital part of Algonquin College's culture of student engagement. So there's so much you can do here, as you heard today. So really make it happen. Make the most of your college life.